Hello, happy beaders. How are you this fantastic Saturday? Hello. I'm hoping you had a wonderful week and you are excited to learn about slide tubes if you've never used them before, or maybe you've used them in our Braided Bliss bracelet or our loom. We've used the 16 millimeter in the Braided Bliss, and we use the 20 millimeter in our Pixie loom, which we're going to go over loom. I think next week is when we're going to do that. Hello, Julie. Hello. It's good to see people popping on. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited. So for those that don't know me, I'm Joyce from Just Bead It. If you are new, I appreciate you joining in today. I am going to be making a pair of earrings to go with my Braided Bliss that I'm wearing right here. I'll show that a little closer in a moment. Hi, Julie. I'm okay. We've had quite a rough few weeks, and I thought this week was going to calm down, and it seemed to not, but it is now. So I'm here. I'm beading with you on Saturday, which makes me even happier than anything. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. Hi, Shelva. Welcome. Hi, Gail and Angela. Welcome. So if you wanted to I'm gonna just basically use this this pattern. I'm not going to be doing the bracelet today. There is a video for this that you can catch. I did it on ours, but we also did it with Soft Flex. So you can find it both ways. I can post later where to find that, but you can definitely find it on our YouTube. Oh no, I take that back. In our videos. I'm not sure if this one's gotten to our YouTube yet. I'm moving things over, but I haven't gotten all of them. But if you want the PDF of this, you can find that on our Facebook group. That should be there. This one, I'm sure. Last week's, it was funny. I know it was there, but I didn't realize it got mistitled. It had like a whole bunch of weird things, so I redid it so it was easier to find. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Ermelinda. Hi, Eugenia. Welcome. So I'm going to be using this as a basic idea, so it'll be easier to print off by the PDF, so you can find it there. But it is available as JPEGs on the event page and on our Facebook page and in our Facebook group. I'm excited to kind of use them. I love slide tubes. We've used them before this whole Facebook Live. The only two projects we've used them during the Facebook Live era that we started in April 2020. We've only used it in two. We used it in the Pixie Loom, and we used it in the Braided Bliss. We used to make these really fun blingy bracelets with them that we used ball chain and cup chain, so it's great to use with those. We've made earrings, pendants, and bracelets with that. But I feel like they can be used all over the place. I think I've seen Nile from Silver Silk now using it on some of his Silver Silk, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of fun to see them being used in different things. My favorite spots are for sure loom work. That has totally helped my loom work. And doing fun multi-strand bracelets. So I'm going to be doing earrings. I have my bracelet. You could do this for a necklace too. Hi, Carolyn. Welcome. Hi, Rosalinda. So let's get this ball rolling, right? I did kind of mention our YouTube that we're moving these things over, so this video will be available for a replay here on Facebook or on our YouTube channel afterwards. takes me a moment to get it all downloaded over there, but I try to get it in the same weekend. Last weekend didn't happen because, well, there was a holiday. But, you know, so let's turn this over and see what we are going to get ourselves into, right? Let's see. No, you don't want the silly. You want beads. What beads? Beads, beads, beads. No, wait. Let's see. Gotta move this just... Uh-oh. Don't disassemble, Joyce. Don't disassemble. Try not to disassemble. This mount that I have is so fantastic, except for it has all these little joints, and if I undo the wrong one, all of a sudden I like fall apart here. So hold on while I try to make sure I'm not falling apart, because we don't want to fall apart. I mean, it's great because I can maneuver it in different heights for things, which when I did like in the park, that helped, and you know, so many, but it doesn't help when I'm one-handed at the table and about to lose my balance. But I got it. We got it. Yeah, yes. Hi, Karen. I love this color too. This colorway we did during when we did the live with Soft Flex. These are my favorite color Soft Flex. It is the turquoise, well, it doesn't want to focus on it. The turquoise, the lapis, and the amethyst. And then I found this great, like, grape etched bead. These are hard to find. I don't know if I can find any more of them to do any more of this color. I'm going to look to see if I can find something comparable. So that because this is one of my favorite kits. And then I love this Toho sea bead, although I noticed my pile has size 6s in there. I'm using size 8s. And this one is the gold lustered light high tanzanite. So you can find most of these things other than the this here. Well, let's see. You can find a variety of, on our Etsy. Like I got this, our sliders are up. And then we have our magnets up there. We have our jump rings. These ones, are these the medium or are these the, yeah, I don't know. They might be the small that's on here, but usually I like to use the medium. They look a little smaller to me. And you can find the Soft Flex on there. If you want to look at a great selection of, so that is, pop that, that's our Etsy shop that you can find those things. Our JBI Beads website has a great selection of the Toho seed beads. And we are still honoring the $10 off a $50 purchase with the promo code LOVE10, putting that in the comments here. You can find the Toho sea beads and a bunch of different Czech beads, fire polish and rounds and you name it. There's so much there. Not these etched ones. This is from an aftermarket place, you know, from another place that does the etching afterwards. But anyway, I'm going to make a pair of earrings to match this. So I have a few that were left over from mine. I have the seed bead. I have some, I'm using size 8s. But there's some size 6s in there, so I got to try to weed those out. I guess I put them in the wrong thing, right? Hi, Joanne. I know, Saturdays, I look so forward to this because sometimes you know, it's so nice to bead on Saturday with you. Oh, for my earrings, I haven't decided if I'm going to use this finding, because I think this one's kind of pretty with the little beaded part, or if I'm going to use this ear wire. I know that these ones are up. These ones I might have to check. I don't know if I got those ones up yet, but I'm deciding between the two. Which brings us to the slide tubes. Oh, and I'm going to be using my 2mm crimp tubes. I'm just going to use silver. These are plated ones. Tend to prefer the sterling ones, like the soft flex sterling ones, for most of my stuff. With this, because of the braided, and I want to get like like this one has 3 strands. I found that the plated worked really well for that, and it really doesn't matter that they're silver because it's going to be hid up into this slider tube. Thank you. I love this bracelet a lot too. Hello, Terry. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the short one that is just like the one that is in the Braided Bliss, or the wider one to make bigger earrings, because I don't know if you noticed from the other earrings I wore the other day, I like big earrings. But I do have both sizes. So the smaller one is the 16mm and the larger one is the 20. I gotta find our 30 because we actually have even a wider one, which is really fun to use in things. So after I make these earrings, I am gonna actually also, I'm gonna show you other ways, like if you want to attach chain or something else to your piece, to your, like a bracelet or a necklace. I'm gonna show you. I guess it's really the chain is the only one that is different than what we're going to be doing, because we're going to be using crimps, and we're going to be using crimps on the other two, but we're going to have a trick with the chain just to make sure that it works. Let's see. And then soft flex. So I'm using medium soft flex, and I'm using the colored soft flex. I have some of my lapis, I have my amethyst, and I have some of the turquoise. That's the other material. So that's really it. I don't think I caught anything or missed anything on here for my earrings. Pull that out. So what I am thinking of doing is making a little bit of the braided part with the seed bead so that it curves like that. And then, and that'll be up like in here, right? And then I was thinking about putting a few of these hanging down the center. And I was trying to decide if that's all I do or if I want to add a row of just the seed beads. But looking at my seed beads, I don't know if I have enough seed beads to do that, so I might not do that unless I can find, I don't think I couldn't find another tube. Well, and I didn't realize that there were 6s. Maybe I just play with the 6s too. Maybe I do, since I have them in this bunch. I might be able to do, maybe I'll do since I have the size 6 seed beads, I think I'm going to do the size 6 seed beads in the braid, and then I'll do a loop of the seed bead, right? And then I will have some of these hanging down from the center. Okay, I don't know if you can envision that from my crazy little blah, blah, blah. You'll see what I'm doing in a little bit. Thank you. You know what? I love these. These are my favorite colors. Purple is my favorite color, and this is like, and then I just love how turquoise and dark blue looks so good with it. I love green with purple too, and I'll do pink with purple, and I love orange. Oh my gosh, I love orange, so sometimes I'll do that, but this just makes me, these are like my dragonfly dreams here. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. What do you mean it doesn't look like I need the sea beads? If I'm going to use this braided part right here with the sea bead, and then I'm going to make one of these with the sea bead, and then that, I need sea beads. I need sea beads. Awesome. You like big earrings too. Now you can make these smaller if you want to too. I mean, I absolutely, oh, you mean I could just braid without? I could just braid without, but I love that little look of that sea bead in there. I could, the other one that's on here, the other braided is braiding just, so I could do that. That would be really pretty too. And just, it's 2 of each one braided. These purple beads are Czech beads. They are purple wash etched Czech glass beads. And unfortunately, we got these pre-pandemic, and I have not seen them available since, but I'm still looking. Still looking. So if I get some, if I can find some, I will make an announcement. Because it is my favorite color, purple, and it's hard to find, isn't it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Might not. It might not. It might be too big and busy with it, depending on the way. Yeah, with the single strand. You're right. Could keep them out for sure. Especially if you don't want to go big and bold earrings like I think I'm going to end up doing, because I just love big earrings. And what's really nice is because so much of it is soft flex, it actually makes it light. So it's not a heavy, it's not going to be a heavy earring. It's going to have oomph. It's going to look like it has oomph, but it's not going to be that, not too bad. So I'm going to start out with the braided with the CB. Now, I'm not going to need a foot. I probably am only going to need about 6 inches, but because my pieces are cut in a foot already for these were left over from my kit, so they were already cut in the 1 foot increment. I'm going to I'm going to actually do it as of 1 foot and then cut it and see where I'm at, just because I'm not sure, since I don't know how big I really want to make this. Okay, so what I am going to do is start with, I need to take all 3 of these together. Now this part, if you wanted to look, if for the setup, is on page 2 at step 8. So I kind of skipped the first 2 parts, which in the bracelet, the first 2 parts that we did was beading up these 2. But since for my earring, most of my attention is going to be on this, I'm going to start it with this. So I'm going to take 2 of these, or 3 of these, 1 of each color together. into a crimp bead. Now I have a tendency, you know, we want to put them, we think we want to get them all even, but I find that if I stagger them a little bit, I can just slide one on. It makes it a lot easier because when I have them all together trying to get them in, it doesn't always want to match up as well for me. And then, oh, I didn't go over the tools that we're going to use today is a pair of crimpers, a pair of wire cutters, and a chain nose pliers. You may need 2 if you're going to end up using jump rings. I kind of lost my head. I forgot where I'm going. So I'm going to use my crimper. Now, if you're using your sterling ones and you do the magical crimper, you can use a magical crimper for this too, because that ball is large enough. But I'm going to use my regular crimpers. So there's 2 little sets of grooves in here, and the camera's fuzzy. One that looks like lips and one that looks like an eye. We use the lips first and then we use the eye. So what I like to think is you kiss first, then you look to see who you're kissing. So we're going to get into that groove. Now make sure all of your crimp is covered. If any of this is sticking out, like I had for a moment there, I had it like sticking out like that, it's not going to crimp right. We want to get this nice and covered, all the way covered, just like that. Now we got it almost, there we go. And then we're going to squeeze it down, and that's going to form a loop, a groove right there. And then we're going to squeeze it with the eye. And that will got it all nice. And that you can always give a kind of a tug on each one of these if you wanted to make sure that you got them all in there. But usually, because you're filling it up so tightly, it actually crimps it very easily. And then I'm going to cut this off. Oh, you could cut it off later. You don't have to cut them that extra off right now, but I just cut it off right now. And then we're going to just do a regular 3 strand braid to start out. So we're going to cross the right over the middle, making the right the new middle and the middle the right. Then your left over the middle. I'm going to braid a couple times without any beads. So that's like a good spot. Now on this middle one, I'm going to add a bead. And so since I'm, oh wait, I gotta make sure I'm making two earrings. Do I have enough? No. Okay, so we're gonna go for just the 8s here. So I'm gonna pull up 1 8, and that's on the middle. Now I'm going to bring the left over to the middle. And then I'm going to put an 8 on the middle one, the new middle one. And then I'm going to bring the right over the middle. Then on the middle one, I'm going to add a seed bead and drop it down. And then I'm going to bring the left over. And whenever I'm going over, I'm just trying to catch right underneath the seed bead. So the purple that's going over the middle, when I moved it to the middle position, I'm making sure that it captures that seed bead in that space. And I like this a little loose myself. So I am not beading or braiding very tight. So I do put my thumb over it to keep it in place when I add the next one, just because it's easier for me. And then I let it slide up and then bring over the middle. And then this new one, oop, gotta make sure you don't go over. That's why my thumb gets in the way. Now, if you are better than me and you have like a macrame board or a clipboard to hold on to this, it makes it a lot easier. But I am a bead on, you know, by the seat of my pants with what I got in front of me, and this is what I have, my own two hands. So that's why I'm doing it this way. But by all means, use a macrame board or a clipboard to hold this down so that it doesn't move. Then you're not going to be like, oh, what, you know, it's not going to be as frustrating if you lose beads. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sea beads so far. I have a feeling they're not long enough for me, but we're gonna see where that hits. So that would make a really cute, just, you know, well, if I tighten up that one, you know, you could make it really cute and small like that. That'd be good. But I think I'm going to want twice that. So if I have 7, I'm going to go for 14. But in that process, I lost one of these. So let's see if I can get it back into place. Sometimes they want to move when you are fiddling with it too much. There we go. Back to working. Perfect. Loving it. Loving it. It's like a really skinny one that I left on there, but that's okay. Yeah, these are going to be really nice and light. Which is going to be a nice, it's definitely a nice feature. I don't know why I thought I needed 2 beads, but I only need 1. And I personally just go from 1 to the neck, either side of using either hand, add them on. Let's see, where's that? I think I only added 2 more, so keep on going, Joyce. One thing I like about this is you can really make this with so many, there's so many different colors of the soft flex that you can really make, you know, any color combination. You make something that you wear every day, like this would be something that I would be able to wear every day because I love purple and I wear colors like this a lot. But I would love to make a fall one because I love fall colors. You know, you can make a Christmas one. We did do a Christmas braided Bliss, and it was gorgeous. We used the, gosh, I think it was red coral, emerald, and then the gold. And it was just really beautiful. You could definitely, you know, for every holiday, you could do it in somebody's school colors, you know, and if you, for the third color, all you have to do is add, you know, do white or black for the third color, unless that's one of their colors. Then you have to like come up with gold or silver, you know. All you have to do is switch up, add either a metallic or a black or a white, and you can make it. You know what? I should grab out my, I need to do, I should do one in blue. Okay, I think I might have enough now because I was just chatty up. Yes, you made the autumn one, Sandra. Thank you, Ermelinda. Yeah, I mean, you really can make this into so many different color combinations. It's endless. 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I did one extra. Woo! Okay. So, well, I guess I could have kept it on, but that to me is a great earring size. I love that size. Okay. I could go bigger, actually. I'm going to put that back on. I am going to go bigger. Okay. I think most people are going to probably like the 14 size, which is what I have here. Ooh, let me get I see the ruler sitting on the ground because I dropped it. I'm going to go grab that. Because, just because I say 14 doesn't mean anything if you are, you know, your braid could be tighter, your braid could be looser. All of those things change, right? So I could say 14 beads and yours could end up being smaller or bigger than mine. So far, I have 4 inches of braid, okay? And I would say, let's see, 3 to 4 inches of braid is what is going to probably be a more average size. We're going to go up to 5 inches and see what that does, if that makes me, like I said, right now I'm in the mood for big earrings. So we're going to go bigger than a lot of times we do on our lives. Because most of the time I try to keep it, you know, I've on occasion done a big earring, but most of the time I try to keep it a little bit on the medium, large size for people, or sometimes even small. But today we're going large. We're going to go extra big. Because I can't help it right now. That's what I want. And you're going to just, and coming through on the ride with me, right? Okay, so let's see, where am I at? Okay, a couple more beads. Do. All right, there we go. So I'm just going to end with a couple of braids without, so that I don't lose myself here. Okay, and that, my friend, is going to be my earring. I even feel like I could go larger, but we're going to stick with that. So that's 5 inches, which in my braid, 18. I used 18 here. But you know, yours might go a little bit more, a little bit less, just because. So I'm pinching it because I forgot my bead stopper. So bead stopper, if you have one, pinch it right there so you can go over and get yourself a crimp bead on it. I'm gonna just do a crazy balancing act, because that is Joy's style sometimes, is just to like do it without any caution, throw caution to the wind. And then it gets me in a mess, but I do it anyway. Okay, so sometimes this is what happens. See, because I braided here and I didn't straighten out these ones, I now can't get it past. It's going to be really hard to get it past. So I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to make sure that these are all straight from the end where I want to be. So I got the braid, but I'm going to hold it down. Because if it's twisted, if these three are twisted, then the crimp doesn't want to go all the way down to the spot that you want it to go. Now, I could cut the wire a little bit. It might make it a little easier. But why make it easier when I can show you that even there we go. Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes. That is true. When your hair is longer and you have mass, you definitely need to go large. And what's nice, this is a very nice, airy, like Jenny said, it is very light. But it's airy looking, but it's also, it's very light in weight. So that's a nice thing. And definitely you can get some oomph with your earring without like killing your earlobes, right? So I am going to now go ahead and crimp this one. So again, going to do my lips first, and I'm going to kiss, and then I'm going to look at it. So I'm going to get it into the inside groove, the crimper part, squeeze down. Make sure there's a nice groove going down the center of that. Bring it into the eye, squeeze down, and voila, got that. And guess what? I only used about 5.5 inches, so I could have totally cut my 1 foot in half. You could probably do this, you know, you could have just done it in 6 inches. But that being said, it was nice to start with the 1 foot just to know. I am going to cut this one and make the, okay. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So pretty. Who's excited? I'm excited. I love how this is turning out. Okay, so it kind of depends on how wide I want. If I use the wider one, it will actually kind of keep it a little bit more loopy. And if I go in with the smaller one, it's going to kind of bring it in a little bit. Oh, I was going to adjust this a little, but I didn't adjust it, and that's okay. I like the way it looks. Because I was thinking I might like open up the bottom a little bit, but it works out perfect. I like it. So I think I'm going to go with the larger. I think I'm going to go with that, so that it's a little more loopy and not as teardrop, but the teardrop would be really lovely too. I'm going to quickly, I'm not going to close this up because we got to put more things, but basically what these sliders are going to do, that little crimp is going to go into here, and that slides right into that slot, and it fits in there, and then I'll put the other one in here. Come on, you can do it. You've been in there before. You could do it. You've done it. Sometimes they just don't want to go in as easy, but your friend went in there, you can go in there. Or you just know that there's supposed to be more friends, huh? I'm supposed to be adding more to you. Is that the case? Now, it's pushing my beads down a little bit when I'm doing it, and I'll readjust that after when I really, oh, see, that's all we had to do was talk to it a little bit more. Now I can readjust my beads so that they're not going all the way down, but this gives you an idea of what it's going to look like once I get the other ones inside it, the other parts. Oh, that's the short one. That's what it's going to look like with the short one. I like it. I like it a lot. So don't be afraid. If these move, like sometimes they move, right? All you have to do is kind of go boop, 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 boop. Move them back. It's not a big deal. Okay, so we're going to slide that out because I do think I want it a little bit more open with the larger one this time. Okay, so I'm going to have that there. Lovely. So now I'm going to put some beads down. I basically have 3 beads, I guess. Okay. This might change the way I do it. Because maybe instead of, originally I was going to let it drop down the center. Or do I have more? I thought, oh, I have 4 beads. With 4, that's why I only have 3 out, because I didn't think 4 would look good, but maybe 4 would look good. Or maybe what I do is something in between. Because I didn't think 4 would go down it. I'm just like, 4's not my number. It's not an odd number, you know? Yes. Gotta have sound effects. I'm starting to my own thing, right? You know, so I gotta make up my own sound effects, so I don't have a sound company. I'm thinking that I do a loop with 3, like, and let the color wire show, and then do 1 in the center and do that. What do you think about that? So we'll have like 1 hanging down here, and then this one a loop, and okay, I wasn't going to do the turquoise, but I think I don't know. Do I want to do the turquoise, or do I want to do... The turquoise would stand out really pretty. And I think I'll put just a few seed beads on it. Of course, I want to do the purple because I'm such a purple girl. So I want to like be all purple, purple, purple. Okay, well, here's the thing. Here is my my thoughts on earrings. I'm getting all excited here to get this one done, right? And a lot of times I go, okay, some earrings you can just like get one done and then you can finish the second one after, off camera even, in the night, or whatever, and or the next day or whatever. But in something like this, because I want to try to get the other one to mimic this, and it seems like you could do that pretty well, but I think what I'm going to do is actually make the second part of this. So don't mind me as I braid up a second one. And the reason is because this is something I do with my wire work. Whenever, so like I just take off the earrings that I'm wearing. So these earrings that I'm wearing, right? Because it's really hard to make one and then try to mimic the second one over. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do like I'll make this shape. I'll make 2 shapes, the 2 teardrop shapes. And then I go and I start the center and I add beads, and then, you know, and then I do. So I'm going back and forth, because if I build the earrings together kind of at the same time, you know, then I will remember what I did. It's easier to match up sizing. It's just easier that way. If you make a full earring, sometimes it's hard to make that second earring to match. Now, if you're just putting things on head pins and things like that, usually that's not a problem. But this is like when you're kind of, so since I feel like this is kind of almost free-formed, I want to make sure that my braid matches. I don't want to be too loose or too tight. in my next one, you know. So I want to make sure that it kind of matches. And since that, I want to make, you know, if I make it now, it'll be easier for me to make sure I'm braiding it in the same, with the same tension. And so therefore it'll look the same. And so that's why I'm going to braid this up real quick. Hopefully I can braid it a little quicker because I'm not trying to read comments at the same time. And I am not, and I know just to kind of go, you know, I wasn't trying to figure out the size, but let's get this going. Boom. We're going to squeeze, boom, squeeze. I'm going to leave the cut there for a minute. Start the braid. Okay, it looks like I started now. See, that's the thing. I almost like started braiding more, but now that I have this next to me and I'm watching it right now and did not assemble it right off the bat, I can match it, and I can match my braid so that it's about the same, because I made a bunch of these braided Bliss for the samples and stuff, and it was really funny. Some of them were very loose braids and some of them were very tight braids. It really just depended on the time of day or what I was doing that day, or if it was the second one I did or the first one I did. So I want my earrings to match. They are on different sides of my ears. So if worst case scenario, nobody really will know. It will only show in the picture. It will not show on your ears. While I do this, and so I don't know if you saw, normally we've done anniversary sales and we did it as a live sale. I decided I couldn't do a live sale by myself, so I thought I could get things up on the Etsy, and I did get some things on the Etsy, just not as much as I want. But I am working on it and getting things on there. But I did put our $19 mystery grab bags up on our Etsy. So if you remember them from our 18th anniversary or from our 17th anniversary, there are some mystery bags up there, and you can contest that they are full of goodies. Like, we really make sure. So it's $19. There's going to be about $40 or more in there, around $40 value. All sorts of our favorite things. We like to include things that are our favorites, you know, some of our favorite types of glass beads and of stone beads. You might get some findings. Well, yeah, you always get some findings. Or I think you always get some findings. I don't know. You're going to get some fun things. You're just going to get a bunch of fun things in there. So they are up on our Etsy now, along with a slew of things and more to come that are right now 25% off. Okay, the one thing about doing 6 inches so I'm using the 6 inches that were or 6.5 inches that were left over from the first earring. And what I am finding, that's why I'm having to go off camera a lot, is that it's such a short end and I don't reach my pile of beads. I guess I could move my pile of beads. That might be something that I could do, is I can move my pile of beads down here. There. You know, another reason why it's really good to work these up this way, I can make sure that I have enough beads for both earrings, right? Sometimes when I build something and you get all done and you're like, oh, I thought I had 6 beads to use. No, I only had 5 beads to use per earring. This way. Oh my gosh, these things are precious and I flung it. Oh, I might have to hunt that down. I say I do think we have more of this, but I just didn't have it with me. All right, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I gotta remember, I gotta almost use this whole thing. So let's get a little closer, Joyce. Getting too excited. I think what I would do if I was to make, when I go to make another pair, because I have a feeling I'm going to want to make another pair to match my another one. There's we did a very orangey one and we did a very sandy one, and I don't remember which one I end up keeping. I think it's the orange one that I kept. And I think I'm probably going to want to make a pair to match for those. I gotta see if we have enough to make any more kits of any of the colors so that we can put those up, because I'm sure some of you missed this because we did this in the summer of 2020, and some of you are just found us in 2021 or even this year. So, but as you can see, you can kind of, they're fun. You can make up your own. Sandra, didn't you use the sliders to make a, when we had the ginkgo beads on in our sale? I think you did a bracelet with the sliders and the ginkgo beads, and that looked really good. Okay, I think I overdid myself. I overdid myself because I was thinking I needed it that far. Okay, see. Woohoo! Okay, now I got it. Don't lose that end. I lost the end. Let's get this end. The soft flex is already up there for sale, and it is 25% off. And you can definitely mix and match them. And they are 25% off right now. They are in 10-foot spools, which is a really nice small size for playing with the different colors. Or are you thinking just like a bundle, like these take 4 feet? I might actually have some pre-cut ones like that I could do that with. But yeah, the 10-foot spools are on our Etsy, and they are 25% off right now. And I know that we still have these 3 colors. I know I have a lot of the amethyst, the lapis, and the turquoise are I have less of. Yes, it is the medium soft flex. Here's my big spool of amethyst. This is my 100-foot spool one, but it is the medium. And I'm using the purple amethyst, the turquoise, and the lapis blue in this. Yeah, the 10-foot are great little spools, especially when you want to like try a color out. All right, let's get another crimp on here. And I'm going to make sure my crimp is about the same spot as the other one because I want them to match. And I need to push it down a little bit. So the other thing is I want to make sure it goes in a curve like this one was. So I'm curving it. And I'm pushing that down a little bit. And do perfecto. They are matching. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to crimp right here. Oh, that's okay, Ruth. I am using right now size 8 seed beads. The color I'm using is a Toho, and it is the gold lustered light tanzanite, and it is the size 8. I'm going to be using 6mm beads too. That's next, but those are the two sizes that I'm using. Or yeah, so the size 8 seed bead is what I'm using in the braid, and then I'm going to play with those beads to get them in there too. All right, so I need to pop my, let's see, what did I do? Woohoo. Sometimes in the process you get like one out of the way. So in the process of trying to get this on here, I popped my beads down like this. So I just got to bring, and it occasionally happens in the braid. I just got to bring it up and get it back into the spot where it belongs, and voila, you're good. Good to go. All right, now I got both of them. I'm going to cut off these extras. Oh, that's exciting. Exciting. I'm going to have a brand new pair of earrings. This would make a really cool pendant too. All right. Got those. Move those over. Let's see. Okay, I went back and forth. I think with whether or not I use the turquoise or the lapis or the amethyst for the next part, and I think I'm voting amethyst because I am just too much of a purple girl. And so I'm going to cut, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to cut 2 pieces that are about 6 inches. I just cut a foot, and now I'm going to cut it in half, so it's about around that for the next thing. So in with this, I am going to, so I'm going to use 3 beads on a piece, and then I'm going to do one that's going to hang down like that. Oop, don't, got to be in camera, Joyce, if you're going to want people to follow you what you're doing. So I am going to do something like that. This is going to be a separate one. I'm going to work on with what I'm going to do with the 3. So I am putting in the same color of my I had a partial tube, and I accidentally put size 6 seed beads in that tube apparently. And so this is going to be a little bit bigger size than what is in here, but I'm going to use that as a spacer to go in between these 3, because even though I have the same one, I have these here. I could do this with the same size 8 seed bead. It will look just fabulous with the size 8 seed bead, but just changing it up. I'm going to put one of these on each side. So I'm using in the same color, the size 6 right now. seed bead. I have 4 of them, so you're only going to need 8 of them. So if you don't want to get a size 6, or if you want to just, you could always use like a different color. Maybe use silver, or since I'm using copper, you can use copper. Maybe you want to use, you know, something else in a size 6 or a different kind of spacer. A daisy spacer would look really pretty here too. There's so many things that you could put in between those beads and make it look pretty. I'm just going to use those since I have them. And I'm going to add 3 of the size 8 seed beads on either side. And that is going to be what it's going to look like. And then that way I can use that purple because I have the breakup of the these seed beads. I can use that purple. I was thinking it was going to be too much purple on purple, but it's not when you use those seed beads. Let's see where. Okay, I'm gonna pull this larger one because I want to kind of get an idea of what size I want to make this loop. So I'm putting I'm gonna go with the 20 millimeter versus the 16 that I had originally, and we're gonna try to get this. They just don't want to go. The second one just doesn't want to go. But you can go because I know your friend did it. You could do it too. I will fix those beads later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. My brain keeps wanting to fix them like right off the bat, but it's like I'm fiddling with my earring. Once it's in place, they're going to just be fine. You would have to get it caught in order for it to work. Right now I'm like having to pinch crazily because I got to get that. Oh, there it goes. Just fine. So we're not going to worry about these. We're going to fix those in a minute. That was just because I got a pinch to get it in. So that might happen to you too. But it'll be fine once it's in there. Okay, so I want this to go like there. Nice. Now, if I had a bead stopper, I'd put a bead stopper on one side. I am just going to balance and pray to the bead goddess that everything will be fine. Luckily, it's an easy pattern, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to hold that off to the side. I put 1 crimp bead on. And then what I do with the singles, now with the 3, we just put it right at the edge, right? You got 3 of them going in there. It's going to be all nice and snug. With the 1, sometimes it's harder to get it nice and snug around the single. So I usually just loop around it, the crimp, like that. And then pull it tight. So we're going to get this first one done. I'm going to be kind of close to the end, but not, it doesn't have to be too close. And then see, so if you see, the wire just loops around like that. And then you're going to just squeeze down, crimp it, and crimp it. If you're using your magical crimpers, you can, with the sterling crimps, you can, or copper crimps, they have copper crimps too. I know, but for the most part, it's nice about these okay, sometimes it fights you because that loop just fights you. Just get in there. Just get it in there and squeeze down. Cut off that extra edge. I just leave it. But do that whole little, with that little tiny bit that you put it in. That trick that they use. It's fabulous for that end. But now I got that on there. Slide that in, and slide. So I slid that crimp in there, and then gonna pop that back there so that I can see where I want my crimp to be. Why aren't you going? It's a hit and miss if you get it in the right. There we go. And then I want it to be hanging from here about there. This is where a crimp cover would be or not crimp cover, a bead stopper would be very handy. You could totally mark the spot. Get nice tight there. Check it if you want to, double check it. It's always good to do that. I'm just going for it. Bam. And bam. Okay, that one didn't fight me nearly as much as the first one. And then cut that off. I am going to take this out and I'm going to make a second one now, exactly the same. So I'm going to put my crimp on, loop around the crimp, and this is why making them at the same time is beneficial, because then you can make sure that you have the same size, because sometimes it's hard to tell when it's already crimped into the slider, when it's already, the crimp is inside the slider, the slide tube. Squeeze and get in there, squeeze. Cut off that extra. I mean, if you wanted to, you could cut off this too, because now you have extra in there. But I like to leave that loop on there. I know, it just keeps my brain, gives my brain some sanity. Like, I have that little extra loop, they'll keep it. Doesn't really, it's not as, needed, but my brain thinks it is. You know. All right, so now I'm matching up the same beads. I'm doing 3 of the size 8, 1 of the size 6, my 6 millimeter, a size 6, a 6 millimeter, a size 6, and a 6 millimeter, then another size 6, and then 3 more little ones of the 8, size 8s. So I have the same amount of beads. Now I'm going to put my crimp on. I'm going to loosely put this on and not tighten it, because I want to get this the same length. So I am aiming my 2 crimps together. Aiming that. That's pretty good. So now I can, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be close. Before you crimp it, you can always check it. Double check. It's good. Squeeze. Let's squeeze. Cut off the extra. Woohoo! 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 We got this going on. This is so great. So I'm gonna pop this in here. Now, if you wanted to, you could probably put a little glue to keep them from moving, or you can put crimp. You could have put crimps there before you did the crimp and actually crimp them in place so that they don't move. I'm all about movement, so I don't care about it. I like that. Now I'm gonna get this in here, sort of. I want to make sure it's just a mock-up for it. I couldn't, you know what am I doing? I'm just going to put open it up with my round nose pliers, stick them in there a little bit and open up and see if that helps. Because then I could close it around it if later. Well, that didn't really help as much as I thought it was going to, because those are long. Oh, I picked up that one. There we go. There we go. We just need it to kind of get there. Because now I want to dangle that down. Well, you know what I didn't think of? I was going to put a crimp at the bottom, and I forgot I only have the silver crimps. I can use a crimp cover to go over it, and that would be fine. Maybe I just make another loop. I actually have what if I do nope, we'll do that. Okay, what if I take my, so originally I was gonna let it dangle with a crimp at the bottom. I forgot to grab copper crimps, and I could do that. I could still do that if I really want to. I could go probably grab them, but I think I might just make us another little loop, because that'd be cute too, like that. And I'll use the you think I should use this turquoise, or do you think I should use the lapis? Should I go darker in the center? As I used to tease with my sister, I always tend to go with the darker color, because I always tease her that it's dark like my heart. Not that my heart's dark, but you know, I kind of pretend. Oh my gosh, was I not in frame? I'm so sorry. Sometimes I get stuck and I'm out of frame for a moment. What did we miss? If you know, that would be really cute, Vic. I only have 4 beads per earring, though, is my issue. Yes, if I had more beads, that would be so cute to do 2 and then 1 and then do all 3 different colors. Absolutely. I love that idea. But I'm stuck. Okay, we're going with the turquoise, I think. Okay, so since that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it on the turquoise. I'm actually going to pull it off, though, so I can get the first crimp on. Without balancing those. And then squeeze that. Awesome. I'm glad to hear. Okay. Sometimes I know I move off occasionally and I try to get back on. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. It's hard. And then add on my beads. And then then now I gotta figure out what spot this is. I think that's the, I think right there. No, a little bit less, I think, right? Oh, you know what? What am I doing? This one, I could do it with one crimp for the center. So I'm gonna snip this off and do it that way. Because it's the other ones I had to do one on either side because you got to put something in the center, but this is the true center. So, but definitely, if you know, I think for my other one, I'm going to go with the look of the 3-2-1, because I know I have more of those orange beads. So when I do the orange one, that's what I'm going to do. But, since I'm limited on, okay, I could just do it in one, and then it makes it easier to figure out where it's going, which I think that's the spot right there. Awesome possum. Squeeze down, squeeze down. Nice. Okay. So then I just add those same beads to another one. Put the two ends up through a crimp again. Oh, that's a weird crimp. All right, now we got to make this one the same size. That looks close. Close enough. All right. Squeeze down. Ooh, I squeezed and it moved. All right, let's start that again. Whoopsie. Don't let your hand shake when you go to squeeze. Boom. Okay. Easy peasy. Got more wire, so it's not a big deal. If I didn't have more wire, I'd probably try to cut off the actual crimp, which may or may not work anyway, because sometimes when you crimp them, it goes into the nylon coating a teeny bit, so it then ends up making a mark. But okay, we're gonna be a little bit better on ourselves. Oh, Jill, was yours, your picture was frozen? No wonder, it probably seemed like it wasn't in frame. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to try not to move. Well, other than squeezing. We're going to try not to, let's see, before I have my pliers in place, but I'm not squeezing because what I did was move again so that I can adjust it. Now I can squeeze. Okay, boom. Good, because I'm running out of turquoise. No, I still got turquoise, but there we go. Nice. Okay, so I am going to fix this one in a little bit, but I'm going to assemble this one here. And we're going to slide one end of my braid of this one end of the 3 bead. Just get it into the hole and through my middle. And then I'm going to bring this around and do the second side of the 3 beads and the second side of my, oh, this one just went right in. Look at that. Nice. So that's basically it. I'm going to fiddle with it in a second after. Right now I don't want to adjust the shape of it because right now it's leaning a little bit, and that's because I want to just make sure that this doesn't pop out before I close this. So the way I close these, I do use my chain nose pliers. I go in with the tip of the chain nose pliers to grab and align the tip with that edge. So I don't go this way, because I find when I go this way, my pliers are too big and I don't get as tight of a bend. It seems like this would give me a tighter bend because it's a nice straight edge there. But I find that if I go from this way, making sure that the top, now if you have very thin flat nose, the ones that are flat rectangle at the top, those will work too in this method a little bit better than, you know, would work in this method, is what I'm saying. You still wouldn't want to use it this way. You want to go, and it's because they taper. They're thin up here, but they taper down. And so when I go to grab this, all I have to do now is start bending it downwards like that. Now your pliers are going to get, you go until your pliers hit, and that's like the spot right there. And then I use the side of my plier and I push into it. Now the other thing is, if you have a table that you don't have to worry about, like don't do this on your nice dining room table, you can also push down. Like a plastic table, it's great. You can push down and that will work too. I know a few people that have hammered them, so you can hammer them if you want. All right, so now I'm going to kind of tweak this back over to the edge because I want them like at the full edge. I think I moved some of these, so let's move those around. I'm gonna move these, the middle one, they're not the true middle, but this one, move this a little bit. It wants to, because of the weight of the bead, it goes for, but there you go. That is my earring. Now I just have to repeat that. This one's gonna wobble a little bit, and that's fine. Technically, I probably could have done, there is definitely room in this 20 to do another loop. So if I did do the 3, 2, 1, that would be, you know, it'd work really well. I could have maybe put something in there to kind of fill up that space, like a seed bead, and then put this on and then a seed bead, so that this one doesn't wiggle as much. But I don't think that's going to really be a problem. So for me, I'm going to be fine with that. I guess the other thing is, if I did do 2, it would fill up that space a little bit. But so if you think that's gonna, that wobbliness of this, I think it's gonna be cool because it's gonna just dance on my ear, and I'm for it. But if it bothers you, you could put, once you put this one in, stick a bead, you know, just drop a size 8 bead in there, and then put this on, and then drop another size 8 CB on the other side. Or you can do another loop and put another loop in there, or you can do these two with separate crimps. But when I lay it down, it's more noticeable. When I lift it off camera that you can't see, you will see this when it's hanging from my ear though. So I am going to put the ear hook on this shortly, and then when I do that, and then I flip the camera, you're going to see that it actually dangles really nice. So anyway, so I got to get the other one to match. All right, so pop those out. Got this, these are in. Get this one in. Oh, yeah, there might be some extras in your Braided Bliss, and if you didn't have any extras, you know, if any of you have done a Braided Bliss and want to match them to your Braided Bliss, there's some of the parts we do have extras, as far as like we might have a few beads. So just give me a message on Etsy, and we can do a little custom order if we need to match up those for you. Okay, so I got those all in there. Let's grab from the tip. Make the tip line up. Bend it downwards. Then push it on this edge. You can do it even down here. That gives you more oomph sometimes than up here, but either one. This one I got to do a little bit more fixing, because oops, I really got these guys. So let's see where I can. If I had my awl, I'd stick my awl inside the loop, or the seed bead, and it'd help keep it. I could aim it better to go over or under the wire as needed. Look at that, we're almost done fixing that. Whoop. One of these got away from me. It's not that one, it's this one. It needs to go. But just take your time, and you'll find that you can get them back into where they're supposed to go. And once they're back in place, unless you really grip it hard like I did trying to get it in, you shouldn't really have a problem with them moving. Like, they won't do it on their own. They'll just hang out just like this. But I mean, again, if you get it caught on something, or if you have to hold on to it tightly like I did when I was putting it in the thing, that's the only time they kind of get out of place. There we go. There we go. Back in business. Back in business. Well, yeah, they're like my friends. I don't want them to miss out. I don't know. I know I'm silly. I am so silly. Talking to me beads. But they've gotten me through so many things in my life that it's hard not to include them in my conversation. Oh, I want those to switch. There we go. Now it's in place. Lovely. Okay, so now it's a matter, do I want the loopy one, or do I want the decorative one? All right, I'm going with the decorative one. We're going to see how, or you know what? I'm going to put one of each, and then we're going to see how they hang. So I'm just opening up my ear wire gently. These ones are so fabulous, but you got to be very gentle and not open them up too wide, or it's sometimes easy to break that off. So on occasion, I just use jump rings to attach things, but I want this directly. I don't want to use 2 jump rings, because I would have to use 2 jump rings to get it in the right direction for it to hang. And then this one, you just got to make sure you move the bead out of the way when you go to do this one. You know what I like about, one thing that I like about this is that, sorry, somebody's trying to call me and I tried to decline it and they called back, so I'm trying to let it go naturally to voicemail, so I can't see what's going on. But anyway, if you could see what's really cool, oh, there, it's gone, is that there's this little notch and it kind of just sits, that little bead just sits right on there, so you don't have to worry about it if it didn't close all the way, because that bead just kind of protects it right there, and it just looks so cute. All right, so we're gonna pop these on my ears. So what color do you think you're gonna make? You're gonna try to make a pair of these? Do you think you're gonna make them, are you making them like Cheryl's gonna try to make one to match her braided Bliss that she did? Or do you have some, I gotta take out the other earrings in order for me to put these on. Or are you gonna make up your own colors because you didn't do a braided Bliss, so you don't have one of those kits, so now you're gonna come up with your own colors? Softlex comes in so many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors that you can make so many varieties. These are super light, by the way. Oh my gosh, these are so light. Oh, I should give you something pretty to look at while I'm trying to get something in my ear, right? At least you can see the beautiful bracelet that it's matching. Okay, let's flip the camera. Let's see if we can flip this camera around. With any sense of grace. No, not at all. Not for Joyce. Joyce is just gonna do this very awkward. Hold on. Thank you for waiting on it. Oh, a red, white, and blue for 4th of July would be so awesome. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Why isn't this going the way I want it to go? Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you for your patience with me figuring out how to use this mount. Oh my gosh. Yes, there is. I love that pink tourmaline. That would be a great. So here is the one. This is the one with just the plain. And then the one, right? No, this is the one with the decorative. So it hangs a little lower. I can't see. I was trying to see it, but I can't see it very well. But it is with the decorative, so it hangs a little lower. This is the one with the plain, but it's like the big plain. Which should I do? Should I keep it, bring it higher like that with the, or do we like it with the decorative where it's a little lower? But they look so cool. And see, I like that this one's kind of like dingly dingly. It just kind of moves. Which do you think? The one with the decorative, or the plain? I don't know. I'm going to have to wear them. Maybe I'll wear them just like this and see if anybody ever notices. That'd be so funny. Anyway, I hope you had fun with me. I had fun doing them. I am loving them. They are light as, like, I could barely tell that they're on. So if you like big earrings but can't wear big earrings, this is gonna be your friend. The plain, okay. So I guess we're gonna switch out. Let's switch this one out so that I have a matching set. Okay, what happened to the, oh, there it is. Woohoo, woohoo. I mean, these really are super, super duper light. They're so fantastic. I mean, I knew they were going to be light, but I didn't think they were going to be this light. Like, it's amazing. But I should know because I've made soft flex earrings before, so I do know how they can be so. It looks like everybody likes the plain. All right, there we go. We got them on the plain. Very nice. Super excited. I love it. They're just dangling, dangling, and they go with my bracelet. It is a great day when I get to bead with you. So I'm glad you are all having fun. Yeah, everybody likes the plain. So woohoo! There we go. Look at that. I don't think I'll be taking these out. I think I'll be wearing these a lot. These are super light. I got to make about 100 more because they are super light. I mean, I love big earrings, but sometimes the big earrings can get heavy. Anyway. We have in my orchid, I have one of our Easter, but also this little fake flower arrangement that my mom was given. She just kind of popped it in with the orchid so that they kind of went together. It just spoofs it up. It's really, so it's just a simple like a blue rose and then a little bobbly white thing. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I had so much fun. I'm glad that so many of you got to join in. I know it was last minute. I appreciate your kindness of letting me be last minute on that. I was afraid the weather has been back and forth so much that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. I get bad migraines with that, and I was like, oh, so I didn't want to put it on and then have to cancel. So I am so happy I'm well enough to do it today because I've been looking forward to this the whole week. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Melinda and Ruth. Thank you so much. I know it's really cute having the egg and the stuff in there with the orchid. Have a fantastic Saturday. Rest of your Saturday. Some of you, this might be almost done with Saturday because I know you're in a different area. It is so wonderful to have so many people from all over, and we will enjoy your Sunday and hopefully see you next week. Next week, I am planning to get my jewel loom out and do some loom work. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next week. I love spending time with you too. It's great. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a great week and see you next Saturday. Bye.